Okay. Well, I'm doing that now. So obviously the breaking news today is Leny Yoro has completed his medical now at Manchester United. The deal will complete. United have blown Madrid out of the water. The player is bought into everything that's going on at the club, and he is signed. He's one of the most talented young centre-backs in world football. And he said no to Liverpool. He said no to Real Madrid, and he has picked Manchester United. And we as United fans are excited about the prospects of this player. We're excited by the fact that we managed to... I didn't think we'd beat Real Madrid to him. And being absolutely... I thought Madrid... I mean, the talk was they were going to come in with a new offer, and now they've decided not to. And United land their player. 5-year deal with an extension that can be placed to make it £6. £112,000 per week as the base salary. I think £52 million is the totality of the deal. Talk to me, gentlemen. Man United, I know we've already signed Xerxes, but this feels maybe like the first real significant signing in the top 6 due to who was chasing him, the amount of clubs that are involved so far this summer. I'm going to go to Mo first on this one.
So basically, Man United signed a player, good player, 18 years old. Your package is 62 million euros. If that's or 62 million, I don't know the package of this.
52 million pounds, 62 million euros. Yeah,
62 million euros. Basically, what happened is Real Madrid said, we value you as 20 to 25 million. That's your value to us. If you are not willing to stay and wait for us, go join Man United. Man United put in the bid, basically, for double the price that Real Madrid value him at. Liverpool said, well, we aren't bidding for you anyway. That's an L for Liverpool. But Real Madrid said, go to Manchester United. Let them pay that much money for you if they value you that much. That tells me that Real Madrid did the scouting and they think this guy is not that great towards that much money, basically, for them to bid that much money for him. There's no salt here. It's just reality. If you believe one source, you believe the other. You believe Fabrizio Romano and David Ornstein. David Ornstein, until the last minute, said that he favored Real Madrid, so he wasn't in for the project of Manchester United. Manchester United fans, of course, you won't hear it. Yes, you did the signing. You overspent for this player. Real Madrid might regret it later, but at the current moment, you literally overspent on that 18 years old by double what Real Madrid value him at. Even though he wanted to go to Real Madrid, publicly, he said he wanted to go to Real Madrid. He chose you as a second choice, or not even a choice, until there's only one club in for him, Man United. And maybe Lille forced him to accept that deal. Maybe Lille told him that you have to accept that deal. The problem with this signing is that Real Madrid might regret him, but Man United put all their eggs on that basket. £52 million package and an 18 years old who looks good based on the compilation, because none of you watched Lille play football last season in Liga. None of you did. You're not waking up to watch Lille. But the facts are, I didn't know that Real Madrid only value him at 25 million, not pound, euros. That's 18 million pounds, right? Man United literally paid triple that price. Is it good for Man United that they landed the Mbappe of defenders, as Man United fans or whoever said that, right? Or Real Madrid fans said that? I don't know.
Real Madrid said that, not Man United.
Okay, so Real Madrid said that, and they valued the Mbappe of defenders at 80 million pounds. That's exactly what happened. Really, guys, I don't see this as something that Man United fans really, it's the same as when people overpaid for a player. You don't sit here when Chelsea overpaid for Enzo and they were bragged about it, everyone slagged them off. Man United overpaid for the guy based on the current moment, Terry. Let me just finish the point before you go on.
Finish up. I want to ask you a few questions about your point. Otherwise, we'll get.
I'm gonna answer everything. I'm gonna answer everything.
Mo. Rather than like a 10-minute speech, I want to break down some of the things you've said and let you keep going. Otherwise, I think it's some really interesting points you've made. But if we don't break them down, then they'll be forgotten about. So I want to ask you a question first of all. I understand your point, and your point is factual. Man United valued him higher than Real Madrid. We can all agree on that, because if Madrid valued him higher, I believe Madrid have got money, they would have bid more. In terms of him buying into the project, I think if he had no desire to join Manchester United, he wouldn't have done. I don't believe he's been forced into doing this by Lille. I believe that he's looked at what Man United are doing and he likes the idea of it. The question I've got for you is this. You're saying United are overpaying. Well, that's based on Real Madrid's valuation. Do you believe that this £52 million investment, based on what you've seen of Leny Yoro, what you've read about Leny Yoro, and what rivals said about him before he was a Man United player, do you believe it's going to yield fruit and end up being a good signing for Manchester United? Because for me, fans can get into the banter of, you know, we did beat Real Madrid to a player. They wanted him. If part of the reason we beat them to him is the money, let's not pretend like Real Madrid haven't signed players in the last 5 decades due to the money they've been able to offer compared to rivals as well. Let's not act like even the might of Madrid hasn't gone, do you know what? We're going to pay the best salaries, pay the highest transfer fees ever known to man. So that side of things, put that to bed. Is it a good investment, in your opinion, by Manchester United? Is this player going to deliver for us over the coming years?
You overpaid for the guy. That's the thing. Is he going to play well? I don't know. I watched some compilations.
So if you don't know whether he's going to be good or bad for us, how do you know we've overpaid at this particular
Because
juncture?
no other club valued him that much. So here's the thing. I'm being logical here. If he's that good based on the scouting report, and I'm not the biggest scout, other clubs have scouts. Liverpool have scouts. Real Madrid have scouts. Chelsea have scouts. Everyone has scouts. The only one that bid that much money for him is one club, Manchester United. So you're telling me that your scouts value him at that much, but nobody else value him at least close to that. Close.
But you have to look at the situation. So it isn't just us. Liverpool wanted him, and I've seen Liverpool fans going mad all day because the reports were a few weeks ago Liverpool pulled out of conversations because they didn't believe they could convince him to join. When Man United were talking to him, the rhetoric then was by people like yourself, why even bother wasting your time? He's never going to pick you even for money. He'll just wait and leave on a free. The situation changed because the player's mind about coming to Man United did. And this happens on many occasions where teams think they've got a player, it's signed, sealed, delivered. They rest on their laurels. Another team comes in, shows more interest, makes a better offer, shows a bigger determination to sign somebody, and they sweep in and get the player. Liverpool have done that to many a football club. It doesn't mean that the scouting's bad. Now, my question is this. You may think we've overpaid based right now on valuation. I'm willing to accept that. I'm not going to die on that hill. The question is, do you think this £52 million investment is going to benefit Man United? Are we going to look at this £52 million signing in 4 years' time and say that was well worth the money? Or do you think he's going to flop at Man United because
there is not enough data? Okay, here is the thing about this guy. There is not enough data for me.
No opinion.
No. There is not enough data for me to sit here and tell you this guy in 4 years. I'm going to tell you one thing. To answer the question, Matthias de Ligt. Matthias de Ligt is cheaper. If you ask me you asked me the same question about Matthias de Ligt, right? And I told you, Matthias de Ligt, the money that you are willing to pay for Matthias de Ligt, which is about £40 million, if I'm not mistaken, £42 million, I thought that was a good investment because I've seen enough from Matthias de Ligt. I haven't seen enough from Leny Yoro, Terry. That is the thing. And I'm going to ask you a question about this, and I'm going to ask the chat. I don't think he joined Man United because of the project is better than... Okay, so just let that get that straight for everyone in the chat. I don't think Leny Yoro joined Manchester United because their project is more appealing to Real Madrid.
No one has said that. So nobody has said that. Nobody has said that. That isn't the words that came out of my mouth.
Derek, can I just say one thing? I think Mo's taken one L only in this conversation. I actually agree with a lot of what he said. The only thing, and you mentioned it, was that last week he basically said it's pointless to do it because he wants Madrid. I raise
my hand and I say I'm wrong.
That is wrong 100%. Now it's been proven wrong a week later because he's signed. Yeah. But if I'm being completely honest, listen, Leny Yoro is a good player. I don't think I can deny this. No one here can deny this. He's not suddenly going to be shit just because he signed for Man United. The truth of the matter is Real Madrid did not value him as much as Man United valued him. And Man United paid a whole lot more money than Real Madrid were willing to pay. The guy's contract expires next summer. What happened is PSG and Liverpool pulled out as soon as Leny Yoro made it clear that he only wants to join Real Madrid. Man United then went and bid basically double or triple the money that Real Madrid were willing to offer. And now Fabrizio, the same person we all believe, is reporting that basically the Lille president essentially told them to choose because he's getting 3 times as much money as he would have.
And we spoke about that earlier.
This is more a money thing,
So listen, I think money's involved, and I'm not embarrassed by that because this is a multi-billion-pound football might even be a £1 trillion industry by now. I'm not even too sure. It's definitely a multi-billion pound industry. And money plays a significant role in the majority of players we sign, the majority of managers, all of our 3 clubs, Inter Milan, Man United, Liverpool. Money plays a significant part. There's no doubt about it. These are professional football players. They're not picking things based on purely on childhood dreams. Now, nobody said that Leny Yoro believes going to Man United is a better option right now in his career than going to Real Madrid. But Man United were willing to get a deal done. By the way, the bid that Madrid made to Lille was before Man United, and it was also rejected. So Man United have made a stance that we do believe in you. Madrid is saying, well, Madrid don't even believe in him enough to get Lille to accept a bid before Man United put a bid in. So there's multiple layers to this. And for me, every time Man United sign a player, it is typically met with a lot of animosity and negativity from rivals. I'm very, very used to it. And there's some comments that stand up and hold water. But for me, the question is, do you think he's going to be a success or not? Because I'll accept it and take it on the chin that we've overpaid based on his current market valuation. But I remember when Arsenal signed Ben White for £50 million and the world laughed at them. You would now not look back and say £50 million for Ben White was overpaying. It has now been a very, very good investment for them as an example. So that for me is, I trust what I've read about the player. I've trusted, the sources and the scouts that have spoke about him, I trust. I look at it from the perspective of there's a really talented player in there who could be a world-leading centre-back inside the next 3 to 4 years if he is developed correctly. And I'm excited that we have paid the money to land him. The amount of times I've seen Real Madrid sign sorts of Vinicius Juniors and all these young players from other countries, and you just think, we'll just bid more than them, pay more than them, do something to bring those players in, and we've done it. On the De Ligt situation, we're still looking at him. Fabrizio, as you both just quoted, has also said, once some players are sold, the De Ligt deal's lined up, so he's also likely to come in as well. So adding De Ligt, Yoro to Lisandro Martinez as the main 3 centre-backs, I think is an excellent summer in terms of rebuilding that back line, and I'm glad that we've started there. And I think this has got the potential to be a phenomenal signing for Manchester United. And I believe he could be a top-class player. Now, he's got to realise that potential, because that is what it is, it's potential. But the question is, how much right now would be an acceptable amount, in your opinion, Hassan, for you to sell Kwanzaa? If a club wanted to buy him, they've got similar amount of experience, similar age, what would be the sum where you would turn around and go, do you know what? I'm annoyed FFG have sold him, but at least we got good money. What would that sum be, honestly, in your mind?
I'd say 50 million right now. I think that's a fair price for him given his age, and his Premier League experience as well. And he played in the Championship before for a year. So I think he has that. Clubs in the Premier League as well value probably, the homegrown thing as well, because of the rules that you need a homegrown player. So that helps with that too. So yeah, I think probably around 50 million would be okay. But here's the thing though, Terry. If you're using Kwanzaa as an example, the problem is the following. Let's say Chelsea wanted Kwanzaa, City wanted Kwanzaa. If Chelsea were only willing to pay 20 million, Kwanzaa said, yes, I want to go to Chelsea. But then City came in and paid 60 million. We're probably going to make Kwanzaa go to City for 60 million because we're going to make 3 times as much money. This isn't the thing where I'm saying it's like there's no saltiness from me, because I actually think the centre-back market is stacked. Like, you could name right now probably 10 centre-backs where everyone would take. The thing is with Leny Yoro, he's a good player, but this potential, when you pay this much for potential, there's another issue as well, is the fact that his contract expires next summer. So it's like literally could have been for free next summer. So if the Man United project was more attractive than the Madrid one, you could have went mano a mano next summer.
But none of us are saying that the project is more attractive. Man United, though, I think have had to pay now, because if he goes for free next summer, he can completely and utterly do what he wants. Now, if he had no desiring joining, and there's a lot of people here that are saying, Terry, tell us how many Lille matches you've watched this. Terry's never watched him play. None of you were saying that 3 days ago when you were all convinced that he was going to reject Man United and he'd wait and join Real Madrid for free. And that's where the rhetoric that he's just gone for money, he's just been told to go, doesn't make sense, because the early reports suggested from Spanish and French reporters and some English were that he's got no desire to join United. He only wants Real Madrid and he's willing to run his contract down. Now, I don't believe the Lille president saying we're only accepting this bid. How's that changed his mind from seeing out the last year of his contract? What were Lille going to do? Not playing for a year? What were they going to do if he said no? I think that there's some element of truth to what's being said. This isn't a case of Man United made an offer. He come to Carrington and was like, oh my God, it's better than Madrid. Screw them. I'm going there. No Man United fan is deluded enough to believe that. But this idea that he's almost being forced against his will by the powers that be at Lille and his mum and his agent who are being paid loads of money, I also think that's just as big an exaggeration. I think he wants to play for Man United. We've shown desire in him. And look, we didn't want to take the risk. Yeah, you could have got him for free next summer. But we know free transfers don't exist. You know you'd be signing a 30, 40 million pound signing on fee. Huge amounts. Look how much it's just got. Mbappe's a free transfer. It's costing them over 220 million pounds to bring him in. It's not free in reality. So even if we could get him for free next year, then you've got more clubs that are going to come in for him that may be in a better position than we are. So what we've had to do is pay to ensure that we stop that from happening. And if this player reaches the potential that the scouts say he will, that top football people believe that he will, then I think it could end up being a worthwhile investment. Only time's going to tell. I'm excited about the prospect of it. I'm not naive enough to think that we've just signed the best centre-back in the world at this particular juncture. But I look at that with the Xerxes deal, that we're looking at the De Ligt deal, the Ugarte conversations are still going on. I'm really impressed so far with how Man United are operating in this window in terms of bolstering this squad. We've got to see it all come together. But I think Man United fans are really happy with what we've done. I think there's a lot of saltiness from rivals. And I don't actually mean you two, the same people that up until yesterday, like no chance he's picking you no matter what you do. They all look a little bit silly now, in my personal opinion.